Hello friends, in this session we are going to see how to download or how to install SQL Server 2022. So type the SQL Server download and then SQL Server download is the link of the Microsoft and click on it and then you will get this page and click on the developer edition means here is the on premises there is a license copy miss or we have to when we click on it then you have to specify all the information related to us means there is a business email and company email and all these things but if you require free edition then just click on the developer edition or express edition at here. Expression edition means there is small means there are some uh, few features are available on the express edition and their size of the database is the 10 gigs and means up to the 10 gigs we can store the particular database on it that machine. And there is a developer edition or evaluation edition means with the help of that for the our self learning we can install the developer edition on machine. And for Linux, Docker, on Windows, we can click on the below things. So click on the download now, click on installation, new SQL Server standalone installation or add features to existing installation means there is a we have to add some features like the integration service or the analysis service or the reporting service to existing installation, so we can add here. And the fresh installation we can do that as well, so click on that. Yes, here is the specify the pre-edition or if there is a evaluation edition then you can do that as well. And there is a developer edition, there is a 180 days means here they mentioned expiration. And there is a express edition also, so please click on the developer edition and click on the acceptance. Windows firewall warning, we can disable the firewall as well. Control panel, so you can disable the firewall using the quick heal. First of all, go to the quick heal with run as administrator and yes, so it is showing you as a on firewall protection. Click on here means there is a off and firewall protection make it as a close, then turn off. Okay, okay, and then rerun. So Windows firewall will be there is a result is green here. And next, so if we are using the Azure service principal or Azure service principal then please mention that, or for time being I am not uh, selecting anything, just uncheck here. And which services do you want, miss SQL Server replication or along with the database engine, if you have to install the replication thing then click on it, or machine learning, full text search. So different services are available like the integration as well. So right now I am not installing anything, only the database engine I am installing. And analysis as well you can, and it reporting services also. So database engine services. Next, by default there is a named instance means there is a like MS SQL Server machine 1, so or a node 1, you can type that as well, and that node 1 is going to be installed. So mention the default instance MS SQL Server. Means suppose your computer name is the let's say mycomp, then mycomp uh, slash MS SQL Server will come as a server name, or you can connect to directly machine name. Click on the next. SQL Server agent is dependent on your starter type. You can set it as a automatic or based on whatever you want. And for timing, I'm not click on anything. And yes, here you have to specify the a password of a mixed authentication mode. Means Windows is authentication means you are the admin of the particular uh, machine, and then you can just click on the Windows authentication mode. If you want to SQL plus Windows authentication, then this radio button you have to click and specify the password here, and click on add current user, so that that person will get the rights. Yeah, it is taking few seconds to grab it. Yeah, my comp slash Sagar is the user of this machine, which is the admin, and data directory and tempdb where it is to be located, and maxed of memory size, how much memory you have to assign to the SQL server. So we can specify that here. Means practical in the actual configuration of the SQL server, means there is a 20% memory is allocated to the OS, and 80% we can specify. Right now here is the default is the 0. 0 means minimum 0, and max to max there is a 2, whatever this size mentioned we have. And we can specify, suppose there is a 12 12 gig 12 GB of RAM assigned to the machine, then out of that there is a 80% you can also allocate at here, so that it will not SQL server is not going to 90-95%, so that there is a OS operation still remain continue. Click on the next, and then click on the install button. Yeah, and within some minutes it will install the SQL server on your machine. So it is going to finish. Yeah. At the end, you will get this message on your machine. Database engine services is installed. SQL browser, SQL writer, set up supported files. Okay, close on it. And how to test it? So how to check SQL server is installed or not in on your machine? So go to the services, and just order it alphabetically. Click on SQL. Then here you can see there is a SQL server it's available and it is in a running state. And if you know there is server name, so how to get it? Click on properties, and there is a server name is MS SQL Server, and miss whatever that login username password. So you will get all the things at here, and I'm canceling it. And this is the window of the SQL Server Management Studio. Means how to open it. Mm, there is a SQL Server Management Studio. This message pop-up you're getting, and yes, here is the connection setting. So with the help of SQL Server authentication or Windows authentication, you can connect. So right now I'm connecting as a Windows authentication, or if you have to connect it from the SQL Server authentication, then login is the SA and password is the you e- enter the password while the installation, yeah, and you entered on the installation time. And this is the service SQL Server. Okay, and you can connect it from the Azure Data Studio as well. Click on the Azure Data Studio, and go to the connection, create connection, MySQL server, server name is, you can directly copy paste from here, connect mycomp means server name, right? And you can specify with the SQL login, then put the SA and put the password at here, connect. Yeah. So yes, it is connected here, and whatever the databases we have, so that will show at here. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, share it, and please subscribe my channel. Thanks. Bye bye.